I think you could say some of those words, but...
So I was watching the Mr. Olympia Men's Opens Finals last night, and my favorite competitor, Andrew Jack, was about to come on and do his individual posing routine. And I was like, sweet, I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring this year. And he comes out, and within the first few seconds of the song, you hear an N-word, and I was like, oh, wasn't expecting that. And then the commentators were saying the same thing.
Terrence, you gotta stop using your playlist on these songs, man. These routines, bro.
And as he went out to keep doing his posing routine, all of a sudden you see him kind of look around, and you're like, what happened? I didn't notice the music changed when I was listening to it initially because I didn't have it very loud. But then the commentator said they changed the music, and he's looking around like, what's going on? And I was thinking, what? Wait, did they really just change the music on him because it said that? And you hear the commentators start saying,
they will let us know, hey, you got some swears in here. We're trying to make it a family show.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, Mr. Olympia is not a family-friendly event. First of all, and all the pre-judging stuff on Friday and Saturday, they got rap music playing and all kinds of stuff playing that's like cursing and talking about drugs and money and all kinds of stuff. So already you have music that's not great right there playing. But then family-friendly, like before the guys come on, you've got women that basically look like strippers up on stage. There's no way I'm taking any of my daughters to see that. I don't want them to look at that. I don't even watch the women's events. So it's definitely not a family-friendly event. And if you're taking your kids to that, you might want to question why you're doing that. But anyways, I get why they cut it off and changed the music because the N-word is offensive, more so than most curse words, I suppose. But the thing that really irritated me about it is that when you go to check-ins for a bodybuilding show, you go in, you sign in, show that you're there, you show them your NPC membership number, or I guess IBB, however it works for them, and you weigh in, they get your height, your weight, all the stuff, give you your number, and you go give them your music, and they check it right there on the spot. Initially, they're just checking it to make sure it works, and they download it on their computer, you're good to go. But at least with his song, that word was in the first, within 10 seconds of it. So if they start playing and listening, they would probably hear it and be like, whoa, dude, you can't use this music. But even so, you would think that they go through everyone's music who's gonna be posing on this because this is a worldwide live broadcast event, so you don't want people sneaking stuff in there that could be offensive, so you should probably be checking that. And these guys have been practicing posing for months to these songs, and it's not like you just go out there and you hit some poses to whatever music. Ironically, later on, Brion Ansley went out in the classic physique division and they didn't switch songs on him, they just started playing the wrong song, and he was kind of like the same thing, looking around like, what's going on? But he just went with it. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna pose, I wanna be here and do it. It's not gonna flow as well because you figure out your whole posing routine to a certain beat of the song. You wanna draw out certain parts, you wanna hit certain things, like in that 2022 posing routine he did where he did that cool looking side chest where he's moving in to the pose to the beat of the song. It makes it more entertaining, and that's part of what it is. You do all the prejudging with comparisons and doing all these mandatory poses, but this is for you to show off what you're doing, and they practice that forever. So I thought that was pretty weak that they did that to him. I understand why they did it, but at the same time, this is a live worldwide event. You should be checking that stuff ahead of time and letting the athlete know, hey, you need to have a different song. Like, I did a couple different songs, posing routines, not because there's anything wrong with the music, but just in case they said there was some kind of copyright issue with the song, or I wasn't sure how it worked with that since they did broadcast it on YouTube. I didn't know. So it was still just kind of weak, but let me know what you think in the comments. Should they have just kept playing a song? I hadn't heard it before, but were there gonna be more of those? What's going on? But he had the whole, demeanor and stuff he was gonna do, and he eventually was just like, peace out. He did his split and just kind of was like, I hit my few poses, I'm done, because this really ruins my routine anyways. And plus, by this point, they pretty much already picked who's gonna be the winner. Your routine doesn't really count towards them choosing who's gonna win. That's just your time to give your own unique show of your best poses. You think he had a bad attitude? Do you think he should have walked off like that or just gone on posing like Brion did? It's kind of a weird situation, but it's pretty cool seeing Mr. Olympia, seeing Samson Dodo win, because I really like the way he looks. He's very similar to the way that Andrew Jack looks. They're both tall guys, which, being tall helps, but they have the small waist too. They're not just crazy blocky. But yeah, 2024 Mr. Olympia, Samson Dodo won. Derek got pushed down to third, which, I liked Andrew Jack better than Derek. I didn't really think Derek should have won last year. I like the way that Hottie looked better. He's still a little too blocky for me. I think Samson was the best choice, and Andrew I would have liked after that. If he gets like a couple % leaner, he'll probably be in that top 3 next year. If he goes again and chooses a song that's not gonna hurt him. Next up, we've got Arnold Classic coming up in the spring, so we'll see who's gonna be competing there, what happens, if people are gonna change it up, see if Derek's gonna compete again maybe, since he lost to Mr. Olympia this time. Is he gonna compete more? I get, you know, guys wanna save it for the Olympia, but if you really love bodybuilding, you really love competing, wouldn't you want to do it more? Plus, they're winning more money. You got 600 grand for the Mr. Olympia this year as opposed to 400 last year. So these prize amounts are going up, and it's pretty impressive what happens, even though they're putting their health at risk. But that's all for this video, Mr. Olympia 2024. Hit that like button if you liked it. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one.